how far would you go to conceive a child? Would you use the sperm of a dead man? A new study suggests that men should be able to register to donate sperm after death, just like any other organ donation. All right, docs, if a man dies and let's say signs up for sperm donation, that sperm would then be used, of course, in a fertility clinic to potentially create a child. Thoughts?
First, there's two pieces. There's the ethical permissibility of it, and then there is the technical feasibility of it. And some of you might be wondering, how can they do this to a dead man? Exactly. So it's kind of invasive. One of the procedures, you would actually use a rectal probe and electrocution to then produce sperm from the dead man's body. So even just the idea of respectable treatment of dead bodies, that would be one problem.
Kind of like a cattle prod.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Right, so that's one problem. The second problem, of course, is the issue of consent, because some of these people will not have given consent before they die. And then later on, the family members are maybe saying, hey, they always wanted a child, but that's sort of more a gray area by itself, because you're kind of trusting the family member's word, and some clinicians will actually refuse to do the procedure.
But wouldn't you have to check the box ahead of time that you made the decision?
Some of them have not. And some ethicists are saying it's okay if we can infer implied consent from family members.
I want to be a donor, it means my organs and even potentially
whatever
my
you
sperm.
want.
Where I could see this being problematic is we do not know the future of medicine. And there is a chance that 10 years from now, we may have the ability to cure certain cancers in kids. So let's say you're a 10-year-old kid and you were born through IVF. We know that there's a way by using your lineage to maybe cure you. And in this situation, you're frantically searching for your biological father, the sperm donor. We know that sometimes sperm donors do end up getting contacted by their children. This happens. And you come to find out that not only is your father dead, but was dead before you were even conceived.
Right.
So this potentially, I don't want to call it life-saving, but knowing your family history is important, your genetic family history, but there's that element, and then there's the psychological element.
I think that part of it is the most disturbing part, because of course there's some closed adoptions, right? Where you're supposed to never know who your biological parents are. But in this case, even if you do, you will never be able to have a relationship with them. And it's just the idea that they might have been dead for possibly even months, potentially, before you were conceived, is, I think, disturbing for children in their search for their identity and having a relationship, or having at least a knowledge of a potential relationship with a biological parent.
Let's just say that you have a couple and they're unable to conceive a child, and maybe, just maybe, the man cannot, sperm don't work, and his brother dies or someone in the family dies. And it's somewhat unexpected, but they've been thinking about IVF, and it's, oh my God, our brother David is dead. Wow, we could honor his memory by having a child. And David would be the genetic father, but I, as David's brother, will be the father who is present. I see that as a potential win-win for the family. But again, that's not this just blind IVF therapy where, you know, you're going and saying, hey, look, I need some sperm, and you don't know how long it's been.
And this is totally different than a life-death situation where you need an organ, a liver transplant, kidney transplant, etc. I mean, this is not.
I don't think it can be likened to organ donor.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a different issue.
And
so we are all on board with organ donation. The sperm donation after that, I think it's more of a case-by-case basis, but certainly the good news here in the U.S. is that, to my knowledge, that we do not have a sperm donor shortage, thanks to Drew.
You sure?
Drew is stockpiled.
Hey, listen, I'll take one for the team when I go. If anybody's interested, I'm willing to share.